Hello everyone, I'm Robert, that guy you met today. If we haven't met, go ahead and scroll through my YouTube videos and let's get to know each other. So today is the realization of what is literally a lifelong dream. A couple of organizations that I'm going to talk about in a minute stepped up to help me build something that I have literally wanted to have since I was a tiny child. This particular purchase represents a lifelong dream of mine. Let me tell you a story. I was probably about 5 to 6 years old, the first time that I saw a little movie you might know called Back to the Future. Before you ask, no, I have not, I'm not trying to build a time machine. There was one thing in that movie that really stuck out to me for my entire life. And that was when Doc Brown was in the, parking lot of the Twin Pines Mall showing Marty the car, blah, blah, and he's radio controlling this DeLorean. That just, to me, to this day, is just the coolest thing I have ever seen. And ever since that point, I have always wanted to have a full-size radio-controlled car.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Well, today is the day that I start this journey, if you will, into my very own radio-controlled car. But it's not just a radio-controlled car that I'm trying to build. We're gonna make a go-kart. And then once we get the radio-controlled car part done, then we're actually gonna make it self-driving to some extent. So, I always loved that scene with the DeLorean, but DeLoreans, guess what? They don't really grow on trees these days. So we had to go with something a little different, but something I think is just as cool. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my new 1993, well, not new. This is a 1993 Chevy Corvette. This particular car we found online on Copart, on the insurance auction site, if you don't know. We got this. We got this. It just showed up today. We got it off the truck and it didn't start immediately. It needed a battery. The one that was in there was completely flat, so we went and picked up a battery, threw it in. She started right up. We drove it around to test it out, and she runs like a top. Let's just open up that hood. Ugh. Somehow that gas strut actually works. So exciting. This particular one was the special edition. I have no idea what that means at the moment, but it was special in '93. I'm gonna start the engine up in a minute, but I mean, it runs perfectly. No weird sounds or noises. Here's the new battery that we just tossed into it. We took the cruise control, I think that's the cruise control, had to take that off to get the battery out. It was the whole thing. This is really the primary damage on the car. The broken pieces of the tail light are actually in the back of the car, and you can see that the fiberglass here is damaged. This is the kind of thing that if I was just getting this car to fix it, I don't feel like any of this would really be that bad. There's also some paint peeling on the top here. Looks like some cracks too. I'm not sure what this roof is made out of. Is it glass? I think it's glass. So yeah, the glass is cracked up here. We're not worried about this either because this is also going to come off. And then around the front, the hood, of course, more paint peeling off. And unfortunately, there is some damage on the hood. That sucks, but it's fine. And then the bumper is in mostly good condition with only just the paint peeling off. So with this build, like I said, there's a couple of organizations that are helping me turn this into a reality. And one of those is actually right behind me. This is the new location of an organization called Spark Macon. Throughout this build, we're gonna talk more about what Spark Macon does, but one of the things that they're all about is people that are makers. This is a makerspace. Part of what they do is makerspace stuff. So inside they have things like laser cutters and 3D printers, so you can come in and make stuff. But what's particularly interesting is that downstairs they have a giant workshop area, and that is where I'm going to be working on the Corvette. The other organizations that really stepped up to help me out, they kind of went in on this together, are the Community Foundation of Central Georgia and the Knight Foundation. And I will drop a link down to them because it would probably be better for them to explain what they do and why than for me to try to explain that and butcher it. So without their their help, none of this would be possible. I am so excited that they decided to have the faith in me that I could actually pull off this project, which is quite ambitious for me, and it just all means the world to me. I cannot believe that this is here, and this is here for me to just have my way with. Now that it's here and I'm looking at it, I'm starting to feel slightly bad about what's about to happen to this car. Yeesh. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start her up so you can hear how it sounds. I'm gonna sit the camera outside. Whoops. All right, so much time has passed. We eventually got the car to start, but as soon as I did get it to fire up, I just moved it out of the middle of the parking lot and just parked it here. So since we literally just got this car a few hours ago, I really need to just go through it and make sure it's okay. Earlier, we test drove it around this complex, and I think we might have overheated it. I'm not 100% sure, but there is coolant here, but there's not coolant down here in the overflow. So I don't know, we just really need to go over this car. So we'll have a startup very soon. So on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. Everything that you need to know about all the organizations that I was just telling you about, you'll find down there in the description. Make sure that you thumbs up, comment, and subscribe, and click that little bell so that you stay up to date on my channel and this project. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.